Hello, welcome back to the DJDH channel, Electric, and I want to welcome you most sincerely, and I want to talk about the rape gangs in Pakistan. Yes, you heard it correctly. I'm not going to talk today about the rape gangs that operate in Britain. No, let's look where it all starts, where it all commenced, where it is actually happening in Pakistan itself. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about a Muslim girl who was, I'm not a Muslim girl, she was a Christian girl, but she's a girl in Pakistan, a Pakistani girl, and she was raped, and the rapist has been given a life sentence, but the judge ignores during his summing up and his sentencing that she was forced to convert to Islam and forced to marry all against her will. Now we're talking about a young girl. I'll tell you her age in a little while. Now this is in Lahore, which is in Pakistan, and it's been reported by the Christian Daily International Morning Star News. Now, the judge on Wednesday, July the 9th, so I'm only talking about, 8 days ago as of today, handed a life sentence to a Muslim found guilty of abducting, kidnapping and raping a Christian girl, but the judge ignored accusations of forcible conversion and fraudulent marriage. That's according to the victim's own attorney or lawyer. Tobak Singh District Additional Sessions Judge Jamshed Mubarak sentenced Ahmed Raza to life imprisonment and a fine of 100,000 Pakistani rupees. That's about 351 American dollars, about just over £300, under Section 376.33 of the Pakistani Penal Code, and 10 years rigorous imprisonment and a 50,000 Pakistani rupees fine under Section 364A for abducting and raping the girl. Tell your age now. 12. Yes, 12 years of age. She was 12 years and 4 months old at the time. It happened in September 2023. The Christian attorney for her said, whose name is Hanif Hamid, said both the sentences shall run concurrently. So it's not two sentences, it's just one sentence because it's the same amount of years. The judge also ordered Raza, this vile criminal, to pay 50,000 rupees to her for mental anguish and psychological damage. Now I want to get this straight because I said it was a gang rape, didn't I? And only one person has been mentioned, Raza, who was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. Okay, but let me tell you this. Raza had 3 accomplices who kidnapped the girl. I'm not going to identify the girl. She needs to be left alone now. At gunpoint, they kidnapped the girl at gunpoint. As returned from her uncle's house on September the 29th, as I said before, 2023. They took the child, this young girl, this 12-year-old girl, to an unknown location where the one convicted as Raza, and 3 others tortured and gang raped her multiple times during her month-long captivity. The perpetrators also forcibly converted the minor and fabricated a fake Islamic marriage certificate to cover up their heinous crime. You can't be done for rape, it seems, in Pakistan if they're married, and you can't be, and what they do is she's underage, but not if she's Muslim. So they force them into, convert them into accepting Islam, and then they cannot be convicted. Now the police recovered her. As I say, she was kidnapped on September the 29th, 2023, and the police recovered her on October the 29th, exactly 1 month later, and arrested Raza. Though the other suspects, they escaped and evaded arrest. Even now, they haven't been caught. I don't think anybody's looking for them. After a recovery, not recovery of her health, but being rescued by the police, her attorney initiated criminal proceedings and also filed a suit in the family court against Raza to annul the fake marriage. The family court issued a decree in her favour on July the 23rd, 2024, declaring the marriage void. The court also mentioned that the child was a victim of forced conversion, being forced to convert to Islam. Though the trial court delivered a stiff sentence for Raza, the attorney said the judge also should have considered the crime of forging a fake marriage certificate. He said no. He didn't consider that crime of a fake marriage certificate. No record of the alleged marriage was found in the union councils concerned. Moreover, the marriage registrar also told the court, so the marriage registrar knew there'd been a marriage. The marriage registrar also told the court that his signature and thumbprint were concocted on the certificate. They were false. False marriage certificate. Hamid submitted an application seeking inclusion of sections related to the fraud, but the judge ignored it. Moreover, in her statement recorded under Section 164, the child had categorically said that she was gang raped by 4 persons and even gave their names, after which the investigating officer had invoked Section 375 relating to gang rape. However, the judge rejected the gang rape charge and only convicted Raza. Despite their arguments that the Superior Court in numerous judgments had declared the statement of victims was sufficient, even though there was no other evidence present. The lawyer also expressed dismay that the judge ignored the crime of forced conversion in his verdict. So he ignored the fraudulent marriage, he ignored the forced conversion. Good on you, Judge. I don't think. The solicitor said, I had submitted evidence. The order of the family court, Judge Navid Anjum, in which he stated that the victim was Christian by birth, and she had been forced to be converted and subjected to a fake marriage. However, it seems the judge was not inclined to give a ruling on this crucial matter. Despite the lapses, the verdict was a significant achievement in the struggle for protecting children from sexual exploitation, forced religious conversion and sham marriages, he said. I also would like to acknowledge the victim's father, Rashag Mashi, for remaining steadfast in his pursuit for justice for his child. The solicitor said, his name's Hamid. Many Christian families usually tend to avoid criminal proceedings against the accused due to poverty. They can't afford the court cases. They're also in fear of reprisals and social stigma that the girl has been raped, because in Pakistan they blame the girl for being raped. Shouldn't have been left out on her own. Shouldn't have been walking back from her uncle's. Shouldn't be attracting men's views and looks. He says that the outcome of this case should be encourage people not to remain silent to such heinous crimes. The Centre for Social Justice, in its annual Human Rights Observer report in April this year, revealed that at least 421 cases of forced religious conversion and forced marriages were reported between January 2021 and December 24 in Pakistan. 421 cases reported. Now remember what it said, most families do not dare or can't afford to report. Now let me tell you about the breakdown of those 421 cases, because I've got them written down here. The victims include 282 Hindu girls, 137 Christian girls, 2 Sikh girls, and 71% of the victims of those 421 were minors, children like this 12-year-old girl. They said that 22% were under the age of 14, 49% were between the ages of 14 and 18. And the age of the other 16% remains unverified. Ashamed, I suppose. The report added that overwhelming majority of cases, 69%, occurred in Singh Province, followed by 30% in the Punjab province. In its concluding observations on the second periodic review of Pakistan's human rights record, human rights, the UN Human Rights Committee in November 2024 called for immediate measures to protect women and girls, particularly religious minorities, from forced conversion to Islam and from forced marriage. The committee is concerned about reports of the persistent persistent practice of abducting girls who belong to religious minorities and forcing them to marry, regardless of their age and the prevailing law, and convert to Islam under the threat of violence, which results in rape, trafficking, and other forms of sexual and gender-based violence against these girls, it stated. It's disgraceful, it's disgusting, it is. And they've brought it to Britain. They've brought it to Britain, haven't they? It urged, this is the UN, have urged that Pakistan must raise the minimum age of marriage for both boys and girls to 18 throughout the country without exceptions. It also emphasised intensifying efforts to eradicate forced conversions and forced marriages, including strengthening its legal framework and enforcement mechanisms. Pakistan, whose population is more than 96% Muslim, ranked 8th in Open Doors 2025 World Watch list of difficult places to be a Christian. I'm going to finish here. I would like to say that if you'd like to help persecuted Christians, you can visit Morning Star News and look it up. If you're an organisation and you'd like to help Morning Star News to continue raising awareness of persecuted Christians worldwide with original content reporting, please considering collaborating. It's at Morning Star News, one word, morningstarnews.org/donate/question. That is why we have these Muslim rape gangs in Britain from Pakistan, mainly Pakistan, because it's prevalent, it's practiced in Pakistan. They brought it with them. They had no intention whatsoever to acclimatise themselves to our form of society. They just want to bring their heinous crimes with them. That women can be mistreated, raped, gang raped, trafficked, forced to to do anything a man wants. That's their culture. That's what they've grown up with, and they have no intentions of changing it. All for me now, because I'm upset by this news. I hope you are as well. It gets to me, the way these people are operating in Britain, across the world, in Pakistan. And I know I'm going to go. See you on the next one. Bye.